We're back with the 10 most powerful questions to get the answers of the thousands of questions that you've probably asked as an entrepreneur. And if you hear the chuckles and noises, Ashley and I are both doing the intro, even though she's not speaking. I just want company. Those questions are in this episode. It's 13 minutes. It's loaded. There's a worksheet associated, so you don't even have to write them down. You just get to listen, but I promise it's juicy. It's loaded. And any answer to any of these questions can only bring you clarity or more positive results in your life. So let's get into the show. All right, everybody. Merry post-Christmas. Yeah. So if you're anything like me, and I'm predicting the future because I'm recording this right before Christmas, that I'm probably 8 pounds heavier, celebrating and loving my belly right now and regretting every decision, but enjoying all the food. And that's completely okay. And so with that, I just want to give you some dessert today. So Ashley and I is here. She's on the show. She's going to be coming in a second. But this one's kind of some desserts. And they're almost questions to think about in your dream world. If you could eat any dessert next year for Christmas and it could be gluttonly put in front of you and you had access to all of it, what would it be? And that's what today's episode is going to be about, because it's about celebrating the holidays. It's about celebrating your gratitude. It's about using this time and space to maybe reflect on the year, to maybe look at where you've come from, to celebrate your progress instead of looking at the gap ahead. Look back at the gain. We recommend the book all the time, The Gap and the Gain. But use this time to recognize that you're the star athlete. And no matter how we see it, you still made progress this year. You put workouts in, you made progress in your business, progress in your life, progress in your habits, and maybe even made reverse progress in some of them. Hi, my name's George. Not only am I the president, I'm the founder too. It happens, we're human because we're players. But what really matters is when we pause, we take some time to collect the information all around us and be like, okay, cool. Well, if I want to get somewhere different, first I have to know where I am and how I got here. And then I have to keep the parts that worked, because if they worked, I should keep them. But then those parts that didn't work, we should kind of snip those things out, and then maybe put some containers in place to protect those from coming back in, because these things help me get to my goals. I feel like that's what this time of the year is for everybody, because everybody's sprinting in their business in the new year. They're sprinting in their life. They're going after weight. They're going after content, new idea, new goals. It's amazing. And the first way to guarantee you lose that game is to start running a race when you don't have clarity on what the finish line looks like. Clarity is the secret, and it's not about perfect clarity. It's actually about fuzzy clarity. It's just about having enough clarity to know you're moving in the direction that you want to go, and then the steps that you take bring more clarity into that picture. And so what we wanted to do, because on the 1st, we are dropping an episode with literally one of the most powerful women I know, who recorded a special gift for you with a special guided meditation we made for you to pair with your vivid vision or how you think. And we put together a list of literally our favorite questions that you can sit with in your journal and in your prompts and reflect. And it doesn't matter if you reflect for us and share it. It really matters that you reflect for you. But I'm going to lead the horse here. Reflection is not in your brain, because in your brain, it's not neutralized. Reflection is taking it out of your brain and putting on pen to paper or typing words into the screen so you can read them objectively. And so the questions are good. The clarity comes in the questions when you sit with them long enough, and then you're left with the best part of the game. Well, I said this is what I wanted, or this is where I wanted to go, and I can clearly see this path in front of me because these workouts work. So now what? That's when you go. And that's where consistency matters over everything. That's where celebrating yourself as the player matters over everything, because your job is to stay consistent in those workouts, because it's not a matter of perfection. It's a matter of practice and progress. And nobody can do that for you. But the reason we exist and we opened the alliance is to have a teammate in your corner to help with these. But the first ingredient is always this clarity. And it always has to be your clarity. No coach can give you clarity. I can't. And it doesn't matter what every bro marketer on the internet tells you right now, that I have your vision. I have your step process. I know what it looks like. No, they don't. And they can't. And even if you believe that they can, it's just a matter of time before you recognize that it has to be yours. And it's not about perfection, it's about progress, because you can repaint your house as many different colors as you want, unless you live in a crazy HOA, and don't do that. But it's your house, and it's okay to change the wrapping paper, and it's okay to evolve, and it's okay to grow, but it has to be yours. And so Ash has the list of questions, and she is her most eloquent, loving mom, teddy bear, Ashley, happiest, joyous, generous, bright light in the world voice going to read these questions for you. And so to make this easy for you, we have the questions. We also have them in the show notes. They are linked in a document that you can print, that you can write on, that you can use to write in your own notebook. And we will have it all linked in the show notes. And that'll be down there for you guys to grab. And Ash, you want to give them the questions?
Oh my gosh, yes. And I just wanted to add as well too that
please.
So my really good friend and I, Anna, we did these together and we shared with each other what the answers to these questions were, and they were completely different. Number 4, you'll find like we did share the same of each other, but for the most part, they were completely different. And within that process, pretty good. So
I love it. And I want to acknowledge you for that as well, because for everybody listening, and especially if you're listening to this and you're in the Alliance, you're already in our Relationships Beat Algorithms Alliance, this would be a good time to do these, but also share them with other members of the Alliance and share them to help and extract clarity with each other. And for those that don't know, the Alliance is, for lack of better terms, our group home, where we have we're getting close to 100 entrepreneurs that are all committed to helping each other win the game by staying on the field. And so we share models, calls, we're in Circle, we have videos, trainings, but we're all committed to helping each other. It's only $100 a month. And so it helps you get clarity on your vision, helps you overcome procrastination. It gives a team of people who are supportive and committed to helping you. It gives you a channel to ask for feedback, a place to celebrate your wins, and all the core models that you can use to implement all the clarity you have today. That's what it's designed for. So if you don't know about it, just shoot us a DM that says RBAA, or go to mindofgeorge.com/RBAA and you can join, and we'll welcome you. It's open enrollment, and it will be, because this is where the game is going to change. And so these questions, we also use in there, and we use to find clarity. And so I'm excited about these because Ash shared these with me and I love them, and I'm stealing a few of them. So Ash, without further ado, let's give them the questions.
Yes. Okay. Question number 1. How did you change most over the past year?
Question number 1, how did you change most over the past year? I love that one. Okay. Question number 2.
What is the thing you were most proud of?
Ooh, what is the thing that you are most proud of? Yep. Juicy. Love it. Next one.
How did you show yourself compassion and acceptance this year?
How did you show yourself compassion and acceptance this year? Okay.
Number 4 is, what connections and relationships felt most meaningful and supportive?
Ooh, what connections and relationships felt the most meaningful and supportive? Good way to find your inner circle.
Mm-hmm. Number 5, what is something you want to prioritize this upcoming year?
What is something you want to prioritize this upcoming year? Love that. Okay.
Number 6, what do you feel like you need to leave behind in order to prioritize your mental health?
Yep. The juicy one. The one where everybody's afraid to take out the scissors. Everybody, when you hear me say scale comes from subtraction, not addition, and it's the scissors, that question is the best place to cut. Can you read that one again, Ash? That's the most important one.
Yeah. What do you feel like you need to leave behind in order to prioritize your mental health?
Yes. Or your happiness, or your energy, or your time, or anything that keeps you from being bright. I love that one. What's the next one?
What emotions or situations are you hoping to experience this year?
Ooh, that's a good one. What emotions or situations are you hoping to experience this year? Okay, next one.
How do you want to feel about yourself at the end of the next 365 days?
Love that one. And get juicy with that one. Write a love letter to yourself. Like, write a love letter to yourself. Okay, what's the next one?
Number 9 is, what do you need in order to get there?
What do you need in order to get there? Okay. And I might even add a second one to that. And who do I get to be to get there? Then what's the 10th one?
Okay. Number 10, are there any boundaries you want to set right now?
Yes. And everybody listen to me when I talk about customer journey. And I say, nobody has a marketing problem. And I say, we make these mistakes with our customers. We also have to apply customer journey to ourselves. And so when you hear me say the word container, it's understanding what supports you and what makes you leak and what brings you power, and then protecting it so that you can have it. So the answers to these questions bring clarity, but also a lot of space for you to integrate. And these questions are juicy. And I'm going to say you this as we wrap the show. And we went a little bit over than 5, but I got excited about some of those questions, and I'm only a little bit sorry because it's still going to be under 13. Okay. And that's my favorite number. Okay. There's no right or wrong way to do these questions except to not do them, especially if when thinking of them or the thought of writing them down feels scary or overwhelming because you're like, I don't know, or I can't. That is the invitation. So when we say the path is always right in front of us, I'll remind you that 9 out of 10 times the pen is your path to freedom. And so maybe you start by one and you pick one and you write it on a sticky note, and then you walk around and you reflect on it. And the moment it hits you, you sit down and write in your journal. Or maybe you set a date with yourself and you go have a weekend and you give yourself a bubble bath and you take yourself on a date and you take electronics out and you're like, me today in this cabin, I'm answering all these questions and celebrating everything that comes up, right? The most important part is that you tune into them and understand that the answers to these questions are the pieces of your vision. They are the pieces of clarity that most people spend their life looking for on the internet. These pieces of clarity paired with models and tools you find on the internet is what makes you successful. And that's the secret sauce. And so you have to start with the questions. And so my goal for you is that you just, by the next podcast, have at least one answer to one of those questions, and let it be enough. Let it be perfect. Celebrate it. And then listen to the next show. And if you want to dive in, dive in. But any clarity is good clarity as long as you act on it. And so this is your reminder. So we're going to wrap the show. We have these questions for you. We have them really, really easy. We will make sure we adjust my question that I added in the Who Do You Get to Be? And that will be linked in the show notes so you have it. And it will be up on our SOS, I'm sure, at some point in our outer resources as well, which is just what, mindofgeorge.com/SOS, Ash?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. That'll be at mindofgeorge.com/SOS. I don't know if it's live by the time this is, but it will be soon or close, getting close. I think actually, no, you can't go there yet. You'll be able to go there after the episode, after this one, with the next episode. So the one that you're getting the gift in the next episode, the specific, and I'll tell you, it is a guided, personalized meditation for you with the answers to these questions and what you believe to be true as a listener of this show and living in your heart and your vision, to bring clarity and answers to these questions, help you feel it in your body. And that's where deep alignment comes from. You want motivation? That's where it comes from. Not from the evidence of whether it works or not, from feeling it and tasting it so that you keep doing it until it works. And that is what's coming in the next episode. So we're going to wrap the show. We love you. We appreciate you. Remember to subscribe. If you haven't reviewed, please do it. And it would mean the world to me as my birthday present, since it was a couple of days ago, if you could send the podcast or this episode or any of them to anybody who hasn't heard of us. We love sharing. I love having people in the ecosystem, and I just want more crazy people like us. And I don't ask enough, and it would mean the world to me. It doesn't spread itself. So please spread the message and send it out. I love you. We will see you in the next episode. And remember, most importantly, that relationships will always beat algorithms, especially the one with yourself. And the fastest path to love it is to answer these questions and go execute them. We'll see you soon.